Good morning, it's Tony Hayes again for Paranormal Investigation UK. Today's date is the 7th of April 2022, and we're looking at what I've called EVP 6 from Penni Wallace from Somerset, Paranormal. I'll look at this one. I genuinely, when I do these, in fact when I do all the reviews, if I've reviewed it beforehand, I will say so. But this one today, all I've gone on is what Penni said on an email. I've not heard it before, so I'm not sure. But generally, Penni's very, very, very good at her explanation. So what we've actually got here is a Sony recorder she's used many times. It's gone down a footpath, which is between two fields, very little wind about. And then she's captured what she calls a crack sound, static crack. Now these types of reports I find quite intriguing. Anyone can sit down and analyse audio recordings with voices in them. These are interesting, and Penni's come up with some absolute crackers over these last few weeks that take us a little bit further into the understanding of what electronic voice phenomena actually is. We don't even know how the recordings get onto the recorder in the first place, because you don't actually hear them at the time. Does it bypass the microphone completely? Because I know some American that I know do electronic voice phenomena with a tape recorder with the microphone completely removed from it and have impressive results. So, and I've had all sorts of, why the stronger ones seem to be in a normal speech tempo, the weaker sounding EVPs tend to be a faster tempo. We get about 50% faster than normal speech tempo. Likewise, some are robotic sounding, why some you can sometimes tell the difference between male and female, that type of thing. I've also had several times what I call microphone strike. This is when an object strikes the front of the microphones. Because I've recorded all manners of instruments over 30 years, I'm used to when, for example, a vocalist will hit the tip of the microphone with his lips or his teeth, that type of thing, or someone just simply walks into it, and you get this very distinctive pop crack sound. So with Penni actually reporting that's what you can hear, I'm going to be interested with that. Now, I've certainly experienced CCTV cameras with very distinctive microphone cracks, which is striking the microphone. I've had them in a CCTV quite recently in Chester, and it matches up. The frequency is where if I was to walk towards a microphone and hit it with my teeth, it's practically identical to what would happen in the Chester case, where that's what set the CCTV off. Can't see anything. Then I realise it was a microphone strike. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is what Penni's actually got. I think we've got to come away from the logic that Mr. Ghost comes along and tries to speak down the microphone because it hasn't got a mouth or any mechanics to make that happen. I think I favour the theory that it's some sort of form of energy blast. It's whatever mechanism it uses to get the sound to travel, and it will enter the microphone source, and this sudden energy blast that strikes it. Maybe it didn't know what to do, and there are many theories over how, if electronic voice phenomena is genuinely proof of consciousness surviving bodily death, in short terms the afterlife. Does the spook suddenly have this necessary skill to communicate, or does it take its time to learn how to do things? We simply don't know, and that's the great and interesting thing. And the fun side of the paranormal is you're able to push the boundaries, because you do need theories. If you haven't got a theory, you discover absolutely nothing. That's how it works. So let's get into this one. I've gone on long enough there, but I just want a quick appraisal over. We are happy to look at any audio from anyone, even if they turn out to be negative, nothing of interest, because there's always something new to learn, and I'm hoping this is another cracker from Penni that we can maybe just learn something. So we know what the score is. It's just a straightforward investigation. I think this was done quite recently. I'm sure she said it was done recently. Yeah, I might be getting mixed up with that. I'll ask the question anyway, when it was actually taken. Is it a WAV file? It is a WAV file, so that's been done over recent times then. Penni's changed the format for saving files from MP3 to WAV. Okay. Right. Let's get into Mitscraft. Those of you who monitor the way that I approach EVPs, there are various, often the software is actually called DAW, Digital Audio Workstation. There's Audacity out there which is free, and it's free for a reason, because it's incredibly difficult to use from anyone who hasn't got any quite in-depth knowledge on audio and what the software is actually doing. I use Mitscraft, that's built by an American company called Acoustica. This is on version 9. I've been using it since version 2, certainly probably a decade and a half, something like that. I just prefer it, and it's got everything, all the tools in there for me that I like. But in principle, it does nothing more than play back and edit the audio. Right, this is quite a long one. This one, this is just under 21 seconds. In fact, it's 21 seconds. So let's have a listen to that. No amplification, no enhancement at all. I don't know what that is there. That's a strange. If that's what Penni's referring to. The thing is with audio is you can actually see frequency. That is unusual. Okay, I see what this is like. Again, I'm using a Rode microphone to do the podcast, which has also got its own audio output, which is amplified. So if it's a bit quiet, I'm not hearing it that low volume. I'm hearing it quite high volume. So
Lockington Farm. Did they use?
Right. That is certainly. Let me just listen to the rest of it. But that's almost certainly what Penni.
Did there used to be an abbey there?
See, that's a strange one. Okay, there are differences in between the two. This is a Sony recorder. I haven't looked at the recorder before. It's a Sony recorder, stereo microphone. So the top area is left, the bottom area is right. That's how it works. Now you generally can have different settings from what they call XY, which is straightforward, left is performance similar to the right, or you can have other types of settings. It has two diodes on the top of the single stereo microphone. It's almost like having two microphones together but built into the same input stage, and these do differ. Now the other ones I've seen from Penni, they've been very, very similar. It's almost as if the left one is certainly performing different to the right, and I'm not sure if Penni's changed the settings on the microphone to something else, such as you may want to have a high-end filter applied on the left one and a low-end filter on the right one, that type of thing. So when the audio is saved, there is a little bit subtle difference between the two, and you're able to manipulate each particular side. So certainly on the ones I've seen over the last week, the left and right have performed pretty well the same. This is different. By that, because that there isn't on the right hand side. If both streams of audio, left and right, were identical, with the exception of that, then that would be incredibly intriguing, because that's suggesting that it's only got onto the one side, and the microphones is maybe 3 to 4 millimeters wide. That's all very, very small. Right, okay, but it's difficult to give an explanation for that. I don't know what that would be. Quite a big strong boom sound, that. I don't understand why that's just got on the left hand side, unless the right hand side's got some sort of low end filter. A filter is what it means, it filters out certain frequencies. So for example, a high end filter will filter out high end. Low pass low pass filter will filter out bass sides, the bass frequency, low end frequency. This is what I mean by you can actually see sound as well as hear it. That is low. That sounds like someone talking. There is quite a bit of background noise. You can tell the recorder's outside. I tend to suggest with any outside recording, irrespective of what quality it is to get a sock, a simple sock that you don't want, and pop it in that. That will cut out 90% of, if not higher, of the wind noise. Right. I can hear something. I'm not sure if you can, because I'm on I'm on maximum on the headphone amp, so I'll turn it up anyway. That's really strange. I'm pretty sure that's not wind noise. It's almost as if it's recording. I might ask Penny when she looks at the settings or options in the recorder, just to make sure that the microphone is set for X, Y, or it may just be left, right, something like that. And the other one is that there isn't any gain control. Gain means amplification. You want to set none because there seems to be background sound going on here. I'm not sure how much you can hear. Left and right are definitely performing differently. It's more the trebly side on the left hand side, then you get the voicey sounding on the right hand side. It's almost as if it reminded me things of like a cafe sort of background sound, people talking when you're some distance away. Maybe where it's hollow. I've listened to it enough times to really not be sure. It depends where Penny is with this. Is she close to I don't know, where maybe a housing estate, where there's a shopping centre, that type of thing. Don't ever believe that sound doesn't travel, because it certainly does, even though you might not hear it at the time. Because if you're there with the recording, you're concentrating on the environment, you might miss stuff because your brain's occupied doing other things. A famous example that I often quote is the filming of the bridegroom giving a speech at the wedding. Yet at the time you only hear the bridegroom or the bride's father talking. Yet when you play back the following day, you hear multiple voices, chairs being squeaking and move, people talking, movement, glasses tinkering, that type of thing, which you didn't hear before. So it'll be interesting what Penny's got to say on that one. So let's go back to the beginning again. Just set the loop off. This is the strike. She's getting quite experienced with this sort of stuff now, Penny. So she's obviously heard that and got suspicious. So you can hear it there.
Or Lockington Farm.
Did she say something farm?
Lockington Farm.
22 fields. Yeah, it's one of the wooden planks and the standard footpath style. 22 fields. Right, okay. So it's obviously a farm of some description. Right, okay. That'll probably almost certainly explain, if it's a working farm, that is. That noise you can hear, you can certainly hear something that's mechanical together with some voices mixed in there. Okay. Well, she's saying she wasn't touching that. That's got to be a big spike, that one. What I mean by spike is I would expect the meter to go into the red. Okay, let's go for average to see what it peaks out at. Ah. Yeah, bit of an error there. At all EQ and the amplification turned up. Right, my error. Let's put it back to standard. There's no amplification, no EQ applied now, so we're going to actually hear it as it should do. That is so strange. Yeah, it's gone into the red, but only on the right hand side. Right. Yeah. You can see the left hand side. The top lines are maximum. It can't, there's not, once you go into there, you'll start to go into overdrive driven signal, and the red clip light will come on to let you know you've got too much signal going on. So left side is about 90, maybe 85% there. The bottom line, however, is fully charged out, so that's going into the red. So both sides are performing differently, but I haven't a damn clue what it is. Because when you look at it now, what you'll see is just one side going into the red, the other side isn't. There you go. Just the right hand side. Same here. There. That is a strange one. I can't really tell what frequency it is, but I'm imagining it's after 2000. Because if we go back to the beginning here, this is wind noise, so it's all low end.
Or Luckington Farm.
Penny talking, and then we get the big crash sound.
Or Luckington Farm. Or Luckington Farm.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take Penny out of there, so we haven't got her talking, and see if we can get a fix on this frequency. all low end, wind noise, that type of thing. There, we've got it. Well, it's not microphone strike, that's for certain, and it's not electronic either. You get it sometimes with microphones that use 48 volts. If you suddenly disconnected the power source, that would cause a spike, but it tends to be around here. Microphone strike. Electronic hum is around about 50 hertz. PSUs, the power units that are powering audio, between 50 and 200. That is quite a different sort of area. Okay, have another look. There. All that is high end. This is mid frequency, that's low frequency. I do have some sound files or sound samples. Just over 5,500 of them. I'm just wondering if that sounds like a finger clicking, you know. I can actually record that, right? Sometimes you use samples I've already got. I'll go and find one to compare. I'm just intrigued what this could possibly be. Mute that. Stereo. That's my fingers clicking, that's me talking. Right, what I need to do, just going to take the away from my mouth slightly, the microphone. So I'm going to go a little bit quieter. I'll record the clip. I'm going to press, you see me press the red one, which will record. And after a few seconds, when it's settled down, where you don't see that fading moving, I'll click my fingers. Okay. Give it another sec, go back to the beginning. What I've done, I've moved the my fingers getting closer, further away. Actually, if you look at that, it's not that similar, is it? Because what you got to do, you've got to listen to the sound file, which is that one, obviously there, and just think what it might be. That's what it just comes down to, guesswork. It's that one there, isn't it? So what we'll do, just loop that. I've just got that one playing. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of the EQ of this. Okay. So we've got that to compare. So what I'm actually going to do now, we'll get rid of that, that track and concentrate on the one that I've recorded. Okay, on the EQ, what I'm using is an average. So for example, if I've got 10 seconds of audio, and I use average, and it'll analyse them 10 seconds, give you the average frequency. Real time is as it hits the frequency, you get a spike. But because I'm often sampling within 2 to 3 seconds, I tend to use average, because I'm just interested in what the overall frequency is. So you can use two different types. You can use real time, so as it passes the frequency, you get a retail result, then it just backs itself off again. There. And so on. An average. That's probably closer. And you can see these, what's left is identical to right. Which is slightly different to the microphone that Penni had. So what we'll do is we'll select that one, put the loop on, and let's see what the frequency is doing. I'm not convinced, it's a lot thicker. But anyway, this is a job of, investigation. That's what it's about. Just trying to find out what's causing a particular sound. I've just gone on. It sounds like fingers being clipped. Now it's completely thick sounding, isn't it? Try that one at the end. Because it's the thickness of the strike, which is that one of Penni is very, very thin. So there isn't an awful lot of signal within it. Okay, this. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. It's impossible. You'll never get two identical sounds. It's impossible. I'm just bring that microphone further forward. Right. I'll just call it one. Because I can't think of anything else that would the left hand one is the sample of me clicking my fingers, and the right hand side is the one that's on Penni recording. The fundamental frequency, which is where you got your thickest amount of frequency, is about 2,500 hertz. 2,500 hertz is there. No, 5k, maybe 7. No, I'm just not sure what could cause that sound. But it is, in a way, if you think about these two, just to put them back up again, it's a little bit similar. Well, it's similar as far as when I click my finger, there's no low end in there. There is a little bit of low end in there. I don't know. So I'll save that movie anyway. There's nothing much more I can do. This is one of these movies. It's just about analysing it. But I'm quite sure if you watch this from front to back, you may have your own ideas. If that's the case, please pop them in the comments box, and I can have a look through that. I just can't think of anything I can go down to get a sample of to compare side by side. The only thing that Penni could possibly do would be go back to the same area again. But I'm pretty confident that she did tell me that she'd recorded this sound before. And of course, microphones do differ. The microphone I'm using is high quality instrument vocal microphone. That's fundamentally different than a small microphone that's on a recorder. So maybe a way forward with this would be, thinking about it logically, would be for Penni to put the recorder on the table inside the house and do similar to what I did. 2 inches away, 4 inches, 6, 8, 10, 12, so on. Just clicking the fingers one at a time with about 4 or 5 seconds in between the clicks. If Penni can do that, that might give us an indication of what it may be. Then I've got something to side by side, because using exactly the same device is what was used when the sample was recorded first time. So yeah, that's what we'll do. So plenty there to go on. An interesting one, that, even though at the end of it I'm no wiser, but that's sometimes how it goes. Okay, see you soon, bye.